Hello, my little dreamers. Are you all tucked in, feeling warm and cozy? Did you have a good day today? Maybe you played with your friends, finished your homework, or helped someone at home? Now, let me ask you something. Has someone ever made you upset? Maybe your friend took your toy without asking, or your sibling ate the last cookie you wanted. How did you feel? Did you stay angry for a long time, or did you forgive them? So tonight, I have a special story for you about two best friends who learned that forgiving someone is more powerful than being right. So, snuggle up, close your eyes, and let's step into a beautiful forest where two little animals teach us the magic of forgiveness. Are you ready? Let's begin. Deep inside a lush green forest, where the trees stretched high into the sky and the river sparkled in the sunlight, lived a clever little monkey named Rinku and a playful young fox named Neel. They were the best of friends and did everything together, swinging from trees, chasing butterflies, and sharing delicious fruits. Every morning, they would meet under the grand banyan tree, their favorite spot, and plan their adventures for the day. One bright and sunny morning, Rinku and Neel were walking through the forest when they spotted a mango tree filled with juicy golden mangoes. The sight of the ripe fruits made their mouths water.
Let's pick some mangoes and have a feast,
Neel said excitedly, licking his lips. Rinku, being an excellent climber, quickly swung up the tree and began plucking the ripest mangoes. As he tossed a big one down, it accidentally hit Neel on the head.
Ow!
Neel yelped, rubbing his head.
That hurt, Rinku.
Rinku giggled, thinking it was funny.
Oh, Neel, it was just an accident. Don't be mad.
But Neel didn't laugh. He felt upset.
You didn't even say sorry,
he muttered. Now, let me ask you, little one, if someone accidentally hurt you, what would you do? Would you stay angry or would you forgive them? Now, Neel crossed his arms.
I won't talk to you anymore, Rinku.
Rinku frowned.
Fine, I won't talk to you either.
And just like that, the two best friends turned away from each other. The next day, Neel and Rinku passed each other near the river, but neither of them smiled or said a word. Neel wanted to play, but he didn't want to be the first one to speak. Rinku wanted to swing from the trees with Neel, but he didn't want to say sorry first. Days went by, and the once inseparable friends barely looked at each other. Was this little fight really more important than their friendship? What do you think? The wise old owl Drona had been watching from his tree. He flew down and perched between the two friends.
Why are you both so upset?
He asked in his deep, gentle voice. Rinku and Neel both started talking at the same time, explaining how the fight started. Drona nodded and asked Neel,
Tell me, Neel, do you think Rinku hit you on purpose?
Neel hesitated.
No, it was an accident.
Drona then turned to Rinku.
And Rinku, do you like being angry at your best friend?
Rinku shook his head.
No, I miss playing with Neel.
The owl then smiled and told them a story.
Long ago, Drona began, there was a gentle elephant named Bhumi and a tiny sparrow named Chicky. They lived near a peaceful lake and were the best of friends. One hot afternoon, Bhumi was feeling very sleepy. She decided to rest under a tall coconut tree right next to Chicky's nest. As she settled down, a huge body accidentally shook the tree, causing one of Chicky's eggs to fall. Chicky came back from her flight and saw what had happened. She was heartbroken. "Bhumi, you crushed my egg!" she cried.
Bhumi felt terrible. "Oh, Chicky, I didn't mean to. It was an accident."
But Chicky was too sad and too angry. "I won't talk to you ever again," she chirped and flew away. Days passed. Bhumi missed her little friend and Chicky missed Bhumi too. But she didn't know how to stop being angry. One day, a big storm came. The strong winds shook the trees and the rain poured heavily. Chicky's nest was about to fall. She flapped her tiny wings, trying to hold on, but the wind was too strong. Suddenly, Bhumi rushed forward and spread her huge ears to block the wind. She stood strong, protecting Chicky and her nest until the storm passed. When the sky cleared, Chicky looked at Bhumi with tears in her eyes. "You saved me," she chirped.
Bhumi smiled.
"Of course, Chicky, you are my friend, no matter what." Chicky took a deep breath and said, "I'm sorry, Bhumi. I held on my anger for too long. I should have forgiven you." And from that day on, they remained the best of friends, stronger than ever.
Rinku and Neel listened carefully to the owl story. Neel looked at Rinku and sighed.
"I think I was like Chicky, holding on to my anger."
Rinku smiled.
"And I should have said sorry sooner, just like Bhumi."
They looked at each other for a moment and then,
"I'm sorry,"
they both said at the same time and burst into laughter. And just like that, the fight was forgotten. They spent the rest of the day playing, swinging from trees, and laughing together once again. So, my dear little listener, we all make mistakes. Sometimes we say things we don't mean, or we hurt others without realizing it. But just like Neel and Rinku, we must learn to forgive. So next time a friend or a sibling upsets you, ask yourself, did they do it on purpose? Is being angry more important than being happy? Can I forgive them and move on? Forgiveness makes your heart light and keeps friendships strong. And guess what? You can even remind your parents to forgive and forget just like you do. Now, my little dreamer, it's time to close your eyes and get ready for a peaceful sleep. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Think of someone you love, smile, and let go of any little worries. And let's listen to a little rhyme before we drift into dreamland. A tiny fight, a little frown, but don't let it bring you down. Forgive, forget, and let it go. Watch how love and kindness grow. Good night.